G'day everybody, welcome back to Starfield. We're aboard the Frontier, still here in Jemison, New Atlantis. But we are about to make our way out to Neon because, well, Walter's asked us to see if we can have a chat with his wife and see if we can secure some funds for, I guess, the investment that we've actually asked him to buy into with our good friend, the bartender here at New Atlantis. I mean, I don't even know if there are more bars than hers. Actually, there are more bars, right? Because we've been to another bar just the previous episode. Oh, is that even a bar? Maybe it's a restaurant, but anyway. I digress. We need to get going to Neon, so let's make our way. Might actually be easier if we just set a course here. Cool, and apparently Walter has some special code that we need to sort of mention to his wife, who seems to be in complete control of the corporation's funds, so yeah, interesting how that dynamic works, but anyway, let's get moving and see if she can release those funds for us. Oh, we just picked up another activity there. We need to talk to Clover for whatever reason. We're picking up so many activities just walking around everywhere. It's ridiculous.
I do like visitors, but Stroud Eklund doesn't run itself. Oh, I'm afraid I'm always in the middle of preparing for the next board meeting. If you'll excuse me.
Walter says he's thinking about rereading Jules Verne.
Oh, has he now? My dear young man, what have you talked him into?
It's nothing. Just a friend of mine needs help getting her business off the ground.
And what better way than to leverage a starship builder? How very clever. Back before Walter and I married, he confessed that he had stashed away a credit stick in a copy of Around the World in 80 Days. Somewhere between a rainy day fund and a slush fund, he said he'd always had a bit of extra money set aside in case opportunities arose. I can't really fault him. They're his credits. He can do as he likes. But over the years, it's become something of a joke between us. When he wants to take a chance on something, it's his way of asking without asking if it's all right with me.
Oh, that's kind of nice. So, despite their egos and stuff, they sort of put things to the side and, you know, still ask each other for permission to do things. That is actually kind of sweet.
I suppose it is. Sweeter when it pans out, but he does have a nose for these things. I'll draw up the appropriate paperwork for the funds. Thank you for bringing me his message.
No worries. Okay, that was easier than expected, so I guess with this good news, we just need to go back to our bartender friend, Nissa, I guess her name is, in New Atlantis, but I don't think we'll do that immediately though. So aside from this investment opportunity that we're trying to get Walter to buy into, we are also being tasked by him to sort out some issues that he's having at Stroud Eklund Star Yards. So let's actually tag that mission for now, and we'll see if we can make our way. It's apparently in Narion, which is... hang on. So, Narion, that's like Freestar Collective space, isn't it? I thought they'd be set up in, you know, UC territory. I don't know why I think that, but...
Welcome to Stroud Eklund. You are cleared to board.
Cool. We've never been to Stroud Eklund Star Yards before, so I'm kind of keen on checking it out. And I might actually check out the ships or maybe even the parts or something like that.
Perfect. Didn't even smudge the paint.
Alright, here we are. Stroud Eklund Star Yards.
I'm Walter Stroud, and on behalf of
state-of-the-art
Stroud
R&D
Eklund,
department here.
welcome. In our new state-of-the-art Star Yard, we are creating revolutionary new starships at prices that are out of this world. You've seen the rest.
Out of this world, as in, like, expensive. Anyway.
Welcome to Stroud Eklund.
Just
I
checking
came out of curiosity.
if there are
Some of
any
these specs.
interesting characters we can speak to. Doesn't look like it.
If I were Tayo, I'd be very concerned about the new Stroud Eklund models.
Okay. It's the Stroud Eklund ship pieces, or miniature versions of them anyway.
Not much going on.
Okay.
Yeah, these ships are nice, but compared to a Trident...
Havershaw.
A pleasure to meet you. Welcome to the premier star yard in the settled systems. We may be new, but I think you'll see why everyone's talking about us.
What's different from, what's different about Stroud Eklund ships?
The other star yards have been in business so long that they're set in their ways. Take Deimos. They've been making spaceships since my grandfather's grandfather's days. So we looked at every facet of these elderly corporations for opportunities to revolutionize and innovate. If you don't believe me, see for yourself.
Your star yard looks very impressive.
Thank you. So, what sort of ship are you looking for?
Okay, we can do delivery jobs for this star yard as well. I think we do have that one delivery job already for aluminium, possibly for the Hope Tech star yards. So I won't really do this because, yeah, I think we should actually at least clear the previous one that we already have. So, are the ships here really better than other star yards?
In my opinion, yes. Trident and Tayo both value style over substance in their own way. Deimos is positively ancient, very set in their ways, and Hope Tech? Well, you don't look like you want a space barge.
Instead of looking at the ship pieces, I might just take a look at the ships that they have for sale and see the pieces in action, if that makes sense.
Right away.
And, oh god, alright. This thing is chunky, isn't it? I mean, I like the outer design. It's very nice and smooth. Kind of looks very fancy. I don't know about the way this ship's been laid out, though. Not a fan of that. But, yeah, it looks very utilitarian. Very functional. I wonder if these weapons are also Stroud Eklund. This is the privateer. Let's move to the next one. God, alright, this is also a bit chunky, isn't it? Gigantic engines there. I don't know what level of ship design we would need to actually be able to use any of these parts, but anyway. Got interesting docking piece there. Sorry, not docking piece, bay section. And this is a side docking piece, which is interesting. We have seen those before. Oh my lord, this is positively gigantic. Look at these fuel tanks. I mean, that's a red hot target right there. Venture. Okay, this doesn't look so bad, but I think it could do with a better silhouette. Okay, yeah, not bad. Galileo 2. Yeah, kind of cool. Roanoke. Interesting. and Warwolf. Okay, this is definitely a little bit smaller. Again, I feel like it still looks a little bit chunky to me, so I'd definitely sort of want to mix and match the Stroud-Eklund pieces. I definitely wouldn't, you know, arrange things like this, but anyway, let's move on, shall we? Enough ship admiration for now. And we actually need to speak with Jules. I need to speak with the project lead. Alright, well, let's get to it. Now, apparently this project hasn't really been moving for whatever reason, and we're here to take over. And I get the feeling these people are probably not going to be happy that we're here. And there's probably a lot of persuading to do, so why don't we just quickly take a swig of something and see how we go by increasing our persuasion chance. Maybe we can go with something a little bit stronger. Plus 12% persuasion for 5 minutes? Yeah, this is only 10%, right? Is there anything that will give us better persuasion? Maybe I should have bought some stuff from Neon, because they've got some of that stronger stuff. Or we could go with... Paramore. Plus 25% persuasion chance for 10 minutes. I don't know. Might be decent. Why don't we go with this? I mean... I'm sure we'll find more Paramore later.
Hi there.
Let's have a chat. Hey, Jules.
Hello.
I'm here to speak to you about this new ship project. Oh, actually, let's start with the other two here. Have you been leading the R&D team for long?
It might surprise you to hear that no, I have not. This is actually the first project I've led for Stroud-Eklund. I recently graduated with a master's degree in engineering management. I'm actually kind of surprised they hired me, but I was at the top of my class, so maybe they didn't want to lose me to some other star yard. Anyway, I'm grateful for the chance to do good work here.
I'm here to speak to you about this new ship project.
You must be Walter's colleague. He informed me that you'd be taking charge of Project Kepler despite the fact that we have a fully dedicated R&D staff already assigned to it. But that's okay. I'm sure that even though you have virtually no experience with this, you'll do a great job.
Drop the passive aggression. Well, we do have starship design. Actually, I have plenty of experience designing starships.
Oh, I just assumed. You know what? I'm really sorry. I should trust Walter knew what he was doing. My bad.
Even so, we have plenty of designers.
As you probably know, we're tasked with coming up with Stroud-Eklund's next hit starship. But we have budget concerns, market research to finish, and we can't seem to agree on a design. So I guess Walter sent you to resolve these issues. Have at it.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about the team?
Sure. I'm Jules, R&D project lead. I was the one making all the big decisions. I suppose I just coordinate now. You already heard from Frank. He's lead designer on the project, focused on the look and feel of the ships. There's Ella, another senior designer. She focuses on some of the more technical designs of ships. Went to school with Frank. Mike is our senior engineer, responsible for consulting on all the technical bits, the machinery, the computer systems, etc. And then there's Nev. She's here for marketing. It's her job to weigh in and sell this thing to consumers.
Okay. I'm getting the feeling that Frank doesn't really like us being here. Well, I guess this entire team doesn't like us being here, to be fair. What's so hard about choosing what kind of ship to build?
There are a lot of factors to consider. Who is our market and what do they want in a ship? Which components are we putting into it? How fast should it go? How much cargo capacity should it have? What color should it be? We need to decide every little detail.
Alright, well, I'm familiar with the process, so let's get to it.
Ah, right, so you mentioned. Let's move on to solving our budget issues then, shall we? We were charged with building the newest, hottest ship on the market, which won't be possible unless we petition the board for more money. So we have 2 new budget proposals. One will allow us to build what I consider to be a very sensible ship, but we'll have to make some tough design cuts. The other will allow us much more flexibility to put whatever we want into the ship. It's what I call the kitchen sink proposal. I don't love it, but it'll be next to impossible to approve. What should we go with?
Oh, okay. So we can decide how big the budget is. What kind of cuts would we have to make for the sensible design budget?
It's more that we can only choose certain design elements at the expense of others. In other words, if we go with something in Mike's design, there's not enough money in the budget for what Ella wants. That's one of the reasons we haven't been able to agree on anything.
Okay. What's wrong with the kitchen sink budget? Wouldn't everyone get what they want? She looks a little bit tired, actually.
While it's true we'd be able to afford to put anything and everything into that design, it's just not practical, and the board will put more pressure on us to see that it succeeds. I worry that without constraints, my team will be disincentivized to focus this ship in any given direction, and they'll try to cram in everything but the kitchen sink, hence the name. Who knows what kind of monstrosity we'd create if we tried to incorporate all of our designs? And would something that expensive actually sell?
Why can't you use the original budget you were given?
I'd love to, seriously. It would be a huge win for us if we came in under or at that budget. But none of the viable designs for this project can be made for that amount. I've already rejected that budget, so I have to go to the board regardless. And since you're now responsible for the major decisions, which budget proposal we go with falls on you.
You know what? I think it's probably better to have a constrained budget. I just feel like with projects, having a constrained budget, especially for design, it feels like it's going to make us or force us to be a little bit more focused with the design. And yeah, as she said, having an open budget or limitless resources can sometimes be detrimental. So let's go with a smaller budget.
That sounds good to me, but remember, this ship will have fewer bells and whistles. We're not going to be able to include everything we want. Frank's luxury design has the most expensive components, and we've been having trouble convincing him to move away from that idea so we can stay within the budget. We need his help. Do you think you can get him to budge?
I am right here, you know?
Why do I have to convince you? Isn't Jules the project leader?
Yes, but I am the lead designer on the project. All design proposals need to go through me. How can I be expected to approve something I fundamentally disagree with?
Alright, well, let's talk about what we can cut from your design, Frank.
I already gave my answer to Jules. We cut nothing.
Jeez, alright. Please, Frank, listen to reason.
I'm thinking about it.
There are other, cheaper ways to give the customer a luxury experience besides aesthetics.
I suppose. Maybe I could work with Mike to figure out what sort of components we can put inside the ship to give the consumer a smoother, better ride.
Yeah, possibly. Look, I knew you were a reasonable person.
I try to be. Fine. I see what you're saying. Perhaps we tone down the luxury aspects a bit. Does it really need so much gold trim? Probably not.
Gold
Great.
trim?
That's one problem solved. I'll go forward with that budget proposal and we can move on. Next, we need to gather some market data. The best way to do this is to outfit your ship with some sensors and take it through some real-world scenarios so we can make more informed design decisions.
Okay, cool. So basically we're going to take our own ship for a spin for this research. Why me? Aren't there better ways of gathering that kind of data?
Well, Mr. Stroud believes you fit in our target demographic. We heard about some of your adventures, and we tend to agree that getting data from someone like you will be helpful. Frankly, most of our test pilots played a little too safe, and the scenarios we run don't push the limits as much as we can get away with legally. But luckily, we don't have those same concerns with you, because you're not technically employed by us, and Walter trusts you.
Okay. If we're the target demographic, then would it make sense to be designing some kind of a exploration ship or something like that? Because, I mean, that's what Walter is doing now, right? As part of Constellation, although he doesn't do much of the exploring himself. Alright, cool. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it.
Great! Just pick up a mission or two at the mission board and proceed like you normally would. We'll collect the data when you return. If you take on a variety of missions, we can build a ship to handle a variety of scenarios. But if you just fly one mission, we can build a more focused ship. It's up to you. In the meantime, you might also want to talk with the team, get to know them, give feedback on their proposals, etc. Good luck out there.
Okay, speak with Jules about market research, or... Oh no, that part's completed. So we need to do a passenger mission and a bounty mission. Interesting. So we've never done a passenger mission before, so that'd be kind of exciting to at least do once. I mean, it does sound a little bit boring, so that's why I haven't exactly done one before. Let's start with Nev and see what she says.
Hi. Need something?
You seem a little on edge. Is something wrong?
Oh, no. Well, it's just... I'm a little new here, and everyone's got these big, flashy designs. And I'm supposed to come up with one too, but like, I don't know if it's as good or like, good at all, even.
I'm sure it's just as good as the other ones, if not better.
Thank you for saying that, but like, really? I don't know. Whatever. Here goes. So, I was thinking that we could really use a recreational craft in our fleet. But not like super luxurious like our Adonis pleasure yacht, something marketed more towards families. Something Mom and Dad could pack up and take the kids on vacation. You probably think that's stupid, right?
Actually, that's kind of cool. So, you know, a lot of people like to pack up and go into camper vans and stuff like that. So, why not a camper van spaceship? What would it take to design a ship like that?
I haven't thought of all the details, but I'd imagine lots of passenger space would be a top priority. A mid-sized ship with enough room for one, or maybe even 2 or 3 families to spread out and relax. I don't think it'd need any fancy weapons or scientific equipment, so it should be pretty affordable. Families don't want to spend a fortune, so keeping the cost low will help guarantee plenty of sales.
Yeah, you know what? I kind of like this idea. A recreational ship seems like a good idea. It's unique and fun.
Oh, really? Wow, I am... Thank you. I'm really glad I told you about it. Well, if we end up making it, I swear I'll work up a hell of an ad campaign for it.
Cool. So, what's it like to do marketing for a ship manufacturer like this?
It's interesting. I'm new, and I've never done anything like this before coming here. Marketing for ships, specifically, that is. There are so many things to think of for different demographics, like style, features, cost, and all that. And you also need to think about offensive and defensive capabilities, because space is dangerous, and people need to feel like the ship they're buying is safe.
You mentioned you were new. What did you do before this?
Yeah,
I've only been here for a few months. I did a little marketing for Chunks before this, but it was really more of an internship. Ships are like totally different than that. I applied for the job here on a whim because I thought it'd be fun. I never expected to be hired.
Okay. Well, do you like working here?
So far I do. But, just between you and me, I feel like I'm in a little over my head. I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing. But my bosses really seem to like my work, so I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm doing something right. I still feel weird pitching ideas to people who have been at this for so much longer than I have.
Okay, cool.
Catch you around.
I am definitely familiar with that sort of feeling working for corporate myself. Sometimes you just sort of dive in, sink or swim. But, you know, if you've got the right work ethic, I think most people tend to swim, so...
I'm wondering if we need another chef in the kitchen. Then again, I hear Walter brought you in to finally make a decision around here.
Has that been a problem?
Well, how do I put this? My co-workers are smart people. But between you and me, they're in way over their head with this project. Jules especially. She's new at being a project lead and has insisted we design by committee, so everyone's voice is heard. Admirable. But no one could agree on anything, and we're running significantly behind because of it.
Sounds like you have a bit of an issue with me.
Well, quite the opposite, actually. See, I don't care who makes the decision, so long as someone does it. And said proposal doesn't make me regret getting into engineering. You get me? Speaking of which, I think my plan will get us where we need to be as quickly and efficiently as possible. It's simple, no frills, and most importantly, won't cause me any major headaches on the engineering side.
Okay, so I guess he's like lead engineer or something like that. Sounds like this project is hard on the engineers. Why is that?
Oh, let me tell you. All the creative minds around here are so concerned with designing the most innovative and fancy ships possible. They never stop to think about the kind of work it takes to do that in a reasonable time frame. Yes, we're engineers. Our job is to make the bloody impossible possible. But that doesn't mean it's easy or practical. That and there's never enough of us to go around.
Yeah, I guess the thing is with designers and engineers, they always sort of butt heads, don't they? Alright. Well... You're really selling it with that unenthusiastic pitch?
No, I'm just trying to set realistic goals. Sorry that ain't exciting to you. So I'm thinking, there's loads of fighters. No sense in mucking about with that again. And we've already got one of the best luxury liners in the biz. What I figure is, the cargo running business is booming, and no one's quite built a personal craft like that to serve the working class folk. Nothing fancy, no frills. Just a simple, sturdy, inexpensive ship with cargo room up the wazoo and make it so easy my cousin's little moppet could fly it.
But that sounds like Hope Tech's shtick, you know? Like, I don't know if we really want to be doing, like, the same thing as Hope Tech. Look, it seems simple. Are there any design considerations for this kind of ship?
Our objective should be to build a huge ship with plenty of cargo room while keeping the costs low. Doesn't need fancy equipment, just the basics. Basic weapons, basic defenses, basic scanners. You get the idea. If we go with a design like that, I can focus on quality construction, and the ship will practically sell itself.
I think you're gonna have to pump up the excitement on this pitch a little bit more.
Yes, of course. Zhuzh it up, just enough to disappoint me even more when we ultimately end up choosing something ridiculous. Thanks.
So you're kind of like the lead engineer here?
Yep, that's me, innit? Been here since the start of the company. Done engineering for going on 30 years total. But I keep telling them, it's senior, not lead engineer. I've got no interest in being lead. Too much management. Not enough tactile work. And yet here I am. Resigned to my fate on the R&D team.
You don't like being involved in R&D?
Nope. Not really. No, I like to think I don't have the ego for it. I've got nothing to prove, and I don't rightly care to make my mark on the industry. All I want to do is build the best damn starships I can, and not get bogged down with all the excess particulars. But upper management loves the work I do, and they wouldn't let me say no to this. I guess they needed someone to keep everyone's heads out of the clouds, so here I am.
Yeah, that's fair. What do you think of Stroud Eklund?
I assume you mean the company and not the people. Because even if I didn't already think so, I'd tell you that both Walter and Issa are great. The company's still kind of young as far as Star Yards go, but it seems to be going in the right direction, despite what it may look like. I've been doing this for a while at other Star Yards, and so far, we're avoiding a lot of the mistakes some of the older corps have made.
Cool.
Later, mate.
Alright, he seems pretty chill. Let's have a chat with Ella Chaudhry.
So, you're Walter's friend. I know he chose you to head this project as some sort of favor. Honestly, as senior technical designer, I was hoping to receive that honor, but there's always next time. Regardless, I'm excited to help you out. Do you have any experience building spaceships?
I'm a professional at this point. Look, I've done a little work on starships.
Good. We were worried you knew nothing, and this would be a complete disaster. As long as you are willing to listen to us, we may still avoid that outcome. Now, I know you've been asked to give feedback on our design proposals. Would you care for a brief synopsis of mine?
Tell me about yourself first.
I'm the most senior designer on this project, for one. Despite all the acclaim he gets, I actually referred Frank to his current design position. He and I were in the same design program when we went to get our degrees back in uni. We support each other as friends as much as possible. Even when we disagree. I love my job here. But I dream one day of working for a small startup or running my own design firm so I can work on custom ships instead of mass-produced products.
Do I sense maybe some tension between her and Frank, maybe? Yeah, okay, well, tell me what kind of ship you have in mind.
Of course. But first, let me ask you this. What pilot demographic is currently being underserved by the current starship market?
Pirates? Explorers?
Yes! Finally, a kindred spirit operating on my own wavelength. You see, while many ships will operate to that end, few ships are designed with exploration as their primary goal. It is my belief that if we build a ship with that in mind, Stroud Eklund will dominate that market sector. It's my hope that we can jumpstart a new era of affordable, accessible space exploration, fueled by ordinary people like you and me.
So how would we design a ship like that?
I'd start with a small ship profile. It won't need much storage or passenger capacity. Then, of course, you would want an advanced grav drive to reach deep space and plenty of energy for extended flights. In order to keep costs down, it likely doesn't need expensive weapon systems or defensive measures. It won't need those where it's going. And of course, high-end scanners and other scientific equipment is a must.
Seems like a bunch of boring nerd stuff for nerds. I like the idea, but I don't really know in this day and age if there are like heaps of explorers going around. So the tough part really would be selling this product and whether or not we would actually get a lot of sales. Not a bad concept, but that seems like it'll be a very niche product.
Yeah, that's what Jules said too. But at least that gives me something to think about. Thanks. I'll refine the idea and propose it next time, I guess.
So, what does your job here entail?
Well, as a senior designer, I'm trusted to work on some pretty important features on these ships. Most of my work is on the technical features, designing them to be more user-friendly. Computer systems like navigation, targeting, you name it. It may not be as glamorous as what Frank does, but without me, these ships would be almost impossible for the average consumer to actually use.
What do you think of the company?
Why do I feel like answering this could be a trap coming from someone who was sent here by Walter to step in and take over our project? It's not like I have anything to hide. I used to think working for a super wealthy corporation would be terrible, but honestly, it's pretty great. They've been good to me, and the stability is way better than any startup. I've had opportunities I wouldn't have anywhere else, so yeah, pretty great.
Cool.
Okay, yeah.
Again, she seems pretty chill. Frank, however, I think this guy is going to be a difficult one. I wonder if I should source myself up a little bit more before speaking to him, but it seems like everyone's just pitching me ideas here, so...
You know, I have designed spacecraft for over 10 years. So, you must have really impressed Walter for him to give you this project. Or maybe it's a bit of nepotism. Never mind that. Perhaps he sees in you what he sees in me.
Then you throw in Walter Stroud. Still to go from there.
What do you think Walter sees in you? Us?
My hope is that he sees the passion in our work. In truth, I know he values me, but he has yet to truly cut me loose from the corporate reins and let me do as I wish. But I understand Walter has given you much greater control of our project. Perhaps I can learn from you and convince him I'm ready for the same.
Can you tell me about yourself?
As a designer, I see the beauty in our craft and deliver that to the consumer. My desire is to make flying in our ships a joy to all the senses. I have won awards. I am proud of my work. But I do not like to brag. Rather, my goal is to change the board's perception of employees like myself from mere cogs in the corporate machine to value us as artists and let us do as we please.
I don't really know if that's gonna happen, but... I know you wish I wasn't here to give you feedback, so let's get this over and done with.
I did not say that. And yet, if we must play by corporate rules, perhaps my ideas will appeal to you more than my colleagues. Imagine a luxury craft designed for the most discerning of tastes. Every feature designed for comfort and peace of mind. High-end performance, precision engineering, a spacecraft for those who wish to be seen. This will be the most elite personal craft on the market.
Elite personal craft, okay. How would we design a ship like this?
The ship should be mid-size, spacious but not bulky. We'll want to build it with the highest quality, most expensive modules available. It should feel safe but not threatening. Focus on defensive measures, not aggressive weaponry. Above all, you should be able to picture your favorite celebrity, or Walter himself, flying this ship and influencing others to buy as well.
I don't know about having the most luxurious ship, though. Because that'll cost quite a lot. And we need to be able to actually sell this thing, right? So, look, you're onto something, but I think you need to define your pitch a little bit better.
I think I understand what you mean. It is not enough to say it's a high-end luxury ship. Who is flying this ship? Where do they go? What is their story? And why do they crave such attention? Oh, thank you. I will think on this and improve on my proposal.
Yeah, it sounds like he wants to make the Louis Vuitton of ships or something. What was that about wanting to sell the ships to celebrities? Why is that so important?
2 words. Conspicuous consumption. Are you familiar with this concept?
I'm not really sure what that is.
Of course not. It's when someone buys something expensive, mostly because it is expensive in an effort to show off their wealth to others. So, if we target what the wealthy elite and celebrities want, and sell the ship at a premium, they will buy it, and others will follow in order to be trendy. Imagine a star like Borealis is seen getting out of one of our luxury ships. Everyone is going to want one, so they too can feel like a celebrity.
Okay. What's going on, Frank? Why so defensive about your design?
Because I am the lead designer on the project. It is literally my job to design it. It is frustrating because I keep getting pushback. And Jules has this idea that we will make a better product by designing it all together. Since everyone has equal say, it led us to a standstill. It was much easier before.
Well, if you really don't like it, why are you still working here?
Just because I do not like how corporate we have become, doesn't mean I don't like getting paid. Besides, with every successful ship I design, I believe I can influence the company to shift away from typical corporate bullshit and back to taking risks by pursuing art and innovation. Then again, here we are. See you.
Alright, well, he is a bit of a character, isn't he? Alright, actually there's Jules as well. Apparently she also has some kind of a proposal, maybe?
You can handle the missions. This is going great. Just fantastic.
So you're the project lead. What does that mean exactly?
It means I'm responsible for making sure our projects are carried through to completion. I'm not the one calling all the shots per se, but I do need to ensure the people making those calls are empowered to do that within the limits the executive set for us.
I can give you some feedback on your design proposal if you like.
Oh, yes, I actually do have a proposal. I wasn't really expecting you to give me feedback, but why not, I guess. I'd like to see us branch out a bit more in the starfighter market. Bounty hunting and mercenary work are both big these days, especially among the hard-blooded free stars.
Is there a lot of demand for starfighters in the consumer market?
I'm glad you brought that up. No, and yes, there's a lot of work out there that requires a capable fighting ship. But the real success comes from UC military contracts, which we would hope to attract by building a higher-end version of this ship platform for them.
So how do we go about designing a starfighter like that?
We'd want to give it strong weapons, tough defenses, plus good speed and maneuverability. Most starfighters are fairly small, and the tricky part is keeping costs down with all those fancy modules.
Alright, interesting proposal, but I feel like every second ship out there is like a starfighter. Like, how would ours be any different from any other starfighter out there? Plus, Stroud Eklund is not exactly cheap. So I'm not entirely sure if it'll go down really well with people who actually need those types of ships. Look, maybe you should work on the pitch a little more. I'm not so sure a consumer starfighter is the way to go.
You could be right. There's got to be a better way to pitch the idea. I'll give it some more thought. Thanks.
Alright, cool.
Lots of work to do, but we'll get through it, don't worry.
That's all of the pitches done. I don't know, I quite like the marketing lead's idea. Anyway, just gonna have a quick look around here, see if there's anything interesting. Unfortunately, everything here is not ours, so it counts as stealing. Got offices down here as well.
Havershaw's in the showroom if you're ready to buy.
Why do people just constantly leave their cred sticks on the tables and not secure them? They're gonna get in trouble? Doesn't look like it. Well, if they're willing to just leave their creds around, then...
Have a good stay.
Oh, he was just standing around there. I didn't even see him. Unless he just, like, teleported. Stroud Eklund corporate computer. Adjusted budget proposal. Mr. Stroud's consultant is requesting a budget adjustment to $200,000 for the Zenith project. Despite our best efforts to trim the budget, we found the previous budget to be too limiting to meet our goals. We have taken all necessary steps to reduce cost, but this is the amount I am most confident that we need to move forward with for this project. I am confident that we will be able to set a viable price point and support the marking for final product. Jules Delgante. Ah, cool. New consultant. Since the project seems to have stalled indefinitely, I'm sending in a trusted colleague to shake things up and get things back on track. Effective immediately, you are to abide by their guidance and obey their directives. Jules, you're still taking point as project lead, so I want you to fill them in with all the details and guide them through our process. Answer any questions they may have and remind the team that this is a direct order coming from me. Walter Stroud. Okay. Parts backorder. We regret to inform you that the parts you've requested, PBG X1749, GYLK8422B, and SHC19851-2 are currently on backorder due to an unexpected delivery issue. We expect more of these parts to be coming off the assembly line in the coming weeks, and we will ship them out as soon as they become available. Since we value our continued partnership with Stroud Eklund, we will apply a 5% discount off the entire order as a courtesy. Once again, we apologize for the delay. JJ Samuels. Bonuses. The topic of bonuses was brought up in our anonymous employee feedback forum. Good news, the board has approved modest bonus payouts to all employees. The remainder of your bonus payout will be delivered upon completion of project codename Kepler, provided it meets the required launch date and sales goals. Alright. And we've got budget proposals. Zenith. 82,000. Okay, that's pretty good. Kestrel. 40,000. And Project Black Hole. 205,000 creds. Jeez. Okay. Well, I guess our project, I think this is our project, right? Is gonna need 200,000, so that's actually pretty expensive as well. Alright, well, let's get back to this, shall we? So, the next thing that we have to do for this project team is to actually do a couple of these missions, and we'll see if we can get them their research. So, one thing is we need to pick up a bounty hunting mission. So we'll do that. And then we also have a transport mission to complete as well. So let's do the expensive one here. 1,800. We need to transport some traders to Aquila. That'll be very easy. We're familiar with Aquila City. And yeah, so which bounty mission do we want? Both of them are against the Crimson Fleet, so we could approach the ship without really being detected as hostile. Actually, hang on a second. So we've got this mission here. I wonder if this counts as a bounty mission, or But we might actually need to fight like a ship in actual space rather than try to kill a person, because this is like an actual like person on the surface of a planet that we would have to kill. A spacer punk. I think maybe just to be safe, we should pick up just another mission here, because I would like to be able to proceed pretty quickly. So, Crimson Fleet White at Kumasi, or Crimson Fleet Phantom at Alpha Turner. I'll just choose the first one. Alright, so let's focus on these things and let's get them done. So maybe we'll do the transport mission first. So 3 traders to the Trident Luxury Lines Star Yard. Okay. In Aquila. Okay, right. So there's a Star Yard that we haven't been to near Aquila City or something. Anyway, let's jump. Now, one thing that I'm not entirely sure of is...
Please hold your current speed and heading while we scan you for contraband.
Like, do we need to pick up these traders or something, or...
Enjoy that Aquila City air.
Or do we already have them with us? But I feel like we're already at the destination, aren't we? So... Oh, there's a time limit as well, so 4 days, 23 hours. Interesting. Let's take a look at this thing again. And let's just make sure that we are going to the right place. Trident Luxury Lines Star Yard. Okay, we definitely haven't been here before, have we?
Trident Luxury Lines. You're cleared to dock.
Cool. Well, we get to check out yet another Star Yard. I wonder if we can actually buy ship parts and stuff from here.
And we're locked in.
You would assume that that's the case, because I guess Trident is another manufacturer. Okay. We have apparently already completed that mission. Is that right? Yeah, I think so. Alright, that's kind of interesting.
Captain, greetings.
Welcome to Trident Luxury Lines.
Do you have business here?
Not really.
To Trident Luxury Lines, where we craft the finest and most luxurious starships in the galaxy. If you have any questions about our product line, or would like to book a cruise, I'll do my very best to assist you. Now, how may I help you today?
We can book a cruise? Oh, wow, alright. We'd have to check that out at some point. Can I buy Trident ship parts? Or ships or parts here?
We do not sell ships or parts at this location. And it's not like you would have any use for parts or modifications anyway. A Trident ship is already perfect as it is.
Are Trident ships really what they're cracked up to be?
Is a Trident best in class, top to bottom? No. Clearly no. Deimos has fantastic missile batteries. Stroud Eklund's shields are a thing to behold. But what a Trident may lack in those areas, it more than makes up for in style, luxury, and comfort. A cruise on a Trident can be a truly life-changing experience.
Well, we have actually already been on one of the cruises. Yeah, appreciate your honest evaluation of Trident ships.
Of course. It's a point of pride to know my employer's products, as well as their strengths and weaknesses. It's a character trait that is extremely valuable. And if I'm being honest, I have my own dreams of going out there one day. It's important to know the pros and cons of each ship, as I'm sure you're well aware.
Cool. We'll come back for the cruise.
Let me know if I can assist with anything else.
So I'm not entirely sure what this star yard is for then. I guess maybe they just construct these
Got our eyes on you.
starships for themselves and maybe they sell them elsewhere. Okay, I got more mission boards and stuff here. Trident sales computer. Partnership opportunities. Trident Luxury Lines is always on the lookout for dependable partners to deliver vital resources to make the most magnificent ships in the galaxy. That could be you. Although the Trade Authority fee is mandated to be the same for all star yards, why not work with the best? Contact our Hospitality Director Jia Chen for further details. Yeah, okay. It's another delivery mission, which, again, as I said before, we've got the aluminium to still try to deliver to Hope Tech. And yeah, I think I want to clear that before we pick up another one. Right. Well, let's undock and let's get moving to the next objective here.
Operation complete. Thrust.
Okay, so destroy the Crimson Fleet Phantom at Alpha Turner. Let's try and fast travel there.
It's free.
Nice jump. We're right on target.
Listen up. You have until I get bored to give us what we want, or we're gonna blow you into vacuum and take it anyway.
Spacer Hyena?
We could use a vacation. If you're feeling generous, you could help us out. Or we can just dust your ship.
I don't think so, buddy. Come and take my money if you want it.
If that's how you want to play it.
I don't think this is the guys that we're looking for, right? So, but let's see if we can target lock these guys and maybe we can board them. Nice. Okay. Yeah, this is a pretty big looking ship, actually. See if we can try and steal it.
Docking integrity 100%. Good to go, Cap.
Alright. Maybe let's take our shoddy out here. Probably a good place for it. Okay, was not expecting a turret. Whoop. Very good. So I wonder if turrets actually show up on the HUD. Alright, so there's more room on both sides here. Oh. Got the mother load here. Very nice. That'll level up as well. Very good. Grab those things, thank you. I do need to make my way back to that room, don't I? There's just so much to potentially loot. Ooh, what is this? Oh, can we not loot that? I want this thing. Anyway. What about that? Star Pal. We'll take that. Okay, time to move on. Let's backtrack this way. Okay, we'll take that. Anything in here? No, not exactly. Oh wow. There's a whole bunch of nothing in a lot of these cases, so it's very, very disappointing. Professional calibrated tombstone. Interesting. Yeah, okay. Too many empty cases, if you ask me. Oh, okay. It's just sitting there. I'll take the cutlass. Why not? And sell it off. Threads. I think there is maybe a little bit more of a pathway if we go through here, potentially. There's a lot of stuff here. A lot of enemies as well. I'm thinking because of the size of the ship, we may not be able to commandeer this ship, possibly, because I remember we tried to commandeer certain ships before and we just didn't have the right skills unlocked yet. Okay, so I think we've been through this entire deck. We might need to get ourselves upstairs here. Oh god, right? Okay, getting an angle is actually... Didn't even realize that these people were below us as well. Ow. Okay, let's get back up there. Oh man, okay, I'll use the ladder for once. Because I think we're just needing to get to the very top anyway. Oh god. No! Okay.
There you are.
Only a few more. Oh, up here, apparently. That was a bad idea, mate. Okay. And I think that was the last one. So let's just try this out. Yeah, we definitely can't. Okay. So, I had a good time blasting these fools, but unfortunately we can't really take their ship. So, let's get back, and we're gonna have to untether ourselves and
You're handling this whole captain thing really well.
pretty much destroy this ship. I guess we don't even have to destroy it. We might have the option to just leave it because, you know, the entire crew's already decimated, so.
Clamps released. We're free.
Yeah, it's a shame. It is actually kind of a interesting looking ship. Maybe I should design a ship that looks like that, somewhat. Nice. I don't know about all of this other stuff, but let's get out of here. And let's actually make our way to this phantom that we're supposed to destroy. Kind of got distracted looking at boarding other ships.
Make short work of them.
Oh, okay, so we've got bounty hunters here.
Enemy draft drive out.
You took out their jump drive.
Okay, we've got the bounty hunters and defenders situation.
Target has lost its engines.
We'll take all of them out. We may as well.
Nice. They just lost their ram drive.
Oh, poop. I'm gonna ignore these guys.
Guess you weren't needing your shields, right?
I hope they didn't need that gram drive.
Cool. And this is our target, I think. He's friendly because, well, we're Crimson Fleet as well, but not going to be too happy with us. Okay, so we've got a Crimson Fleet bounty now as a result of... Ah, right. So witness killed and the bounty just disappears. Just like that. Alright, that's good to know, actually. Right, okay, I think we don't have any more cargo space. Which means I can't take the ship parts either. Oh, that's a shame. There's a lot of loot here to be had if our ship isn't completely full, but... I don't think I'm gonna be able to do anything about that. Alright, well, tell you what guys, just look at the time here, but I think this is probably going to have to be the episode. When we come back, we'll jump back to Eklund, Stroud Star Yards, and we'll try and speak to the project team again about all of the research. Hopefully we've done enough research for them. And yeah, I'm curious to see what happens next with this project and what kind of ship we'll eventually settle for. But yeah, hope you guys look forward to it. Anyway, leave a like or a dislike or a comment or two down below. Stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one.